Hey everybody, this is Dark Side Elite here, and I wanted to do this video because I was catching up with Common Movie Marks. I haven't been really catching up with a lot of their videos. They were doing a live stream tonight, and they were doing a lot of talks about actually a Q&A with a lot of us, and I joined in. I asked a couple of questions. They couldn't get to it, and that's okay. Um, about um, a lot of the pictures that Zack Snyder posted onto Twitter, and is he doing something special for Vero for tomorrow? Now I know that 2 years ago we were all subjugated to the crap fest of Justice League, and I'm gonna be completely honest. There were some parts of the movie I like, and there's some parts of the movie that I basically started to understand that it was utter crap. Um, I like the Flash. I think that one of the aspects that Joss Whedon put in there that Zack Snyder created was how the Flash is. Now, him being bumbly and fumbly, I don't think that Zack would have made him bumbly and fumbly. I think he would have made him a little bit more realistic, as he's a bumbling nerd, but he doesn't trip over his own feet. That makes absolutely no sense to the fastest man alive. That means he'll kill everybody. I mean, that's just the way it is. He'll kill everybody if he starts moving around and he bumbles and fumbles. Um, I completely hated what he did with Batman. One gentleman on there, his name was I think it's Carlos Gonzalez. He made a valid point. We went from Batman able to take a knife to the shoulder, which is a very, very, very tender spot on the body. You could jack a man up by putting a knife, and it's a switchblade right into the shoulder blades, going right into. Oh my god, dude, that can. There's a lot of muscle there, and he was screaming, and he still kept moving, and he beat the living, and he kept going, and then yeah, he got picked up by the mouth by Superman and tossed to the side. No, he got backhanded, smashed into a car, and he got picked up and thrown to the side. But then he's sitting there going, "Oh, something's definitely bleeding." That makes no sense. That's not Batman. I mean, Batman would groan, but he would not show weakness. That's the whole point of Batman's character. He would never show weakness. Um, there's a lot of things in Justice League, like I said, that just doesn't make sense to the characters, especially the way they were established. Now, um, Arthur and the Flash, and Wonder Woman got the complete screw job because this movie. No, I'm sorry. Wonder Woman didn't get the screw job. It was Aquaman and the Flash that got the most screw jobs because we didn't know these guys as characters, and everybody was introduced to Joss Whedon's version. But we understood who Wonder Woman was from Patty Jenkins, and we also understood Batman and Superman from from their previous movies under Zack Snyder's guidance. Now, Cyborg, he got the worst out of everybody because this was his origin movie. This was supposed to be the movie we got the most understanding of Victor Stone, and he got the biggest shaft. And I understand people can say, no, Superman got the worst, or Batman, or any one of them, but I don't think that. I personally believe that Cyborg got the worst screw job because he's not that I'm not gonna say the word popular. He's not that most recognizable as a Justice League member. He got into the Justice League way later. This character was more attuned to being part of Teen Titans for years, and he was part of that team for a very very long time until he got upgraded to becoming part of the Justice League. And you're gonna introduce him, and he gets little to no story in the movie that basically was supposed to be about him. He was supposed to be their linchpin to understanding the mother boxes because he's part mother box. So I think that Joss Whedon completely screwed over everybody. He screwed over a lot of the production, and he screwed over the fans. And everybody could try to defend him all they want and say that he was toting the company line. He could have said no and walked away, but I personally feel that his ego got ahead of him, and he didn't realize that this was a complete screw job until they told him this is what he's gonna get for it. He was gonna get Batgirl. If this movie made at least Justice, I'm sorry, not Justice League. I mean, if this movie made BVS close to almost where Joker was before he had a billion, around $900 million, he it honestly he honestly would be doing Batgirl right now. That's the way it would have been. Um, but it didn't. It was the second worst out of the all the profit wise worst showings of the movies, but the quality was destroyed because a lot of people understood where Zack Snyder was going with these characters, and this is what we were promised, and they said, no, we're going to do it this way. So we got screwed on that. They also brought up the one thing, and I want to talk about it too. They brought up a really good point. Like, why isn't Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, or Gal Gadot saying anything? Why are they being quiet? Um, and if you really think about it, there's a huge reason why. There's big reasons why. Um, Jason Momoa is their $1 billion success. They're not touching him. They're gonna leave him the hell alone. And on top of that, he's very very popular with the fans, being Aquaman. He has that feel of that he has the feel of Thor. That's the thing I think people relate with him with. He feels like Chris Hemsworth Thor, but way more badass because Thor was a badass in his first movie, in my personal opinion, but then he got fluffier until he got fluffier, and then he became a complete screw job in Endgame and in Infinity War. And that's my personal opinion. I'm not saying that it's fact. I'm just saying that the Thor that we should have gotten should have been getting darker and darker and darker, because Thor Ragnarok is supposed to be the most darkest story out of the whole MC. One of the biggest Marvel stories is the death of the Aesir gods, and we got basically a fluff job, a comedy routine when it came to the death and destruction of a civilization and a race. That's a laugh fest, and it makes no sense. I mean, we should be showing tears. We should be showing, heartbreak, because Thor is going through a huge problem with the destruction of his people, and the destruction of his home world, and his whole civilization is about to get wiped out, and there's honestly nothing you could probably do about it. And that's what we should have gotten with that story, but they want to turn it into a comedy fest. That's their right, and I personally didn't like it. That's my personal opinion about it. But character wise, that's what I feel that Jason Momoa is emanating for a lot of fans. He feels like their version of Thor. He's fun loving, everybody can get behind him, and he can show some badassery, and he throws out a whole bunch of jokes. And I personally believe that James Wan did not want to do that, but it got people wanting to see the movie, and I think that what he's gonna do is he's gonna write a very dark story for Thor. I mean, wow, call him Thor. For Aquaman 2, but he's gonna try to show the levity slowly eating away from Arthur, and get him close to where a good firm balance with him, so people can go, oh, okay, the story itself is dark, so he's showing ramifications to what's going on in the story, but he's trying to keep his personality and his lightheartedness in the story. And I think that that's where James Wan's going to try to go, because he doesn't want to go complete left or right field with him, because then people are going to be very, very upset, and the sequel will not make as much money as the first. So I think he's going to try to find an appropriate balance for the story. Now, again, Jason Momoa's untouchable right now. They're not going to touch Jason Momoa. They're not going to bother him. They're going to be like, okay, well, he could talk however they want. We can't rock that boat. They're not going to. He easily made over $1 billion. Now, here's the thing, and a lot of people got to understand, the whole situation was a lot of that money was made in China. And right now, there's a lot of problems in China. But we don't know how the problems are going to be situated by the time how they're going to get situated by the time the movie comes out. We don't know yet, but we got to hope, because that's where the bulk of the money came from for Aquaman. It came from China. America did not give him the biggest bump. It made a good amount of money, but domestic wise, it didn't make a killing here in America, and that was mainly because a lot of the fans did not like that jokey MCU style in the first Aquaman movie. I was okay with it. I was more selling on the story. To me, the story will keep me captivated, and I felt the story was solid. I didn't care about the jokes. The jokes just was icing on the cake. If the story, if you're gonna get hemmed up, to me, if you're gonna get hemmed up on the story, I mean, on the jokes and the antics, and not looking at the core of the story and what's being told in front of you, then you're getting razzled and dazzled by unnecessary things. That's the reason why there's cinemaphiles and there's just popcorn movie watchers, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't justify your a hatred for the movie if you think that the story was not good. The story was very good for Aquaman. It was solid. Wonder Woman was solid until the third act. It made no sense to everything that was being built in the whole movie. The Aquaman, and I said this in my earliest sets of reviews, that Aquaman was solid through the every point in every act of the movie. You got the understanding about his character, you got the understanding about his destiny, you got the understanding about the situation, and slowly, bit by bit, with the actors basically doing the phenomenal job. And I even give it to Amber Heard. She did a really good job with Mira, and Patrick Wilson was phenomenal as Ocean Master. But you got the understanding of where everyone is at, and at the very end, he had to defeat his brother to prove to his brother that he is not the rightful king. He is, that Arthur is, and he's gonna try to stop him as much as he possibly can. And I love the fact that it's not, he didn't want to kill his brother. He was just angry at his brother, but he never wanted to kill him. He just wanted to defeat him. He just wanted to break him, to break his will over the people, so he can be able to start his kinglyship in Atlantis. Now let's move away from Aquaman. Ezra Miller, he's not doing that much talks, but also he's in it to win it. He wants to do this movie, and he's not having any problems with Andy Muschielli when him being the director. He did not want to do a jokey Flash movie. Thank God. Thank God. I don't want a jokey Flash movie. If you want a jokey Flash, go to the CW. I have no problem with Grant Gustin. He's doing a great job with that version of the Flash, but that's not the real Barry Allen. Barry Allen is tormented all the time about the death of his mother. He's always tormented about the fact that he can never get his dad out of jail, and everyone doesn't understand that. That is the core to his character. He will never forget about the death of his mother. He will never forget about the death of his father at the hands of all the situations that happen. But we're getting so much jokes and so much anything else. I don't see the weight of what happened in the previous seasons on this character. That's what I don't see. And it's like the polar opposite about what's going on with Arrow. So again, that's another video and that's another time. So Ezra, he's in the middle of doing other films, but he's going to be talking about the Snyder Cut. Of course he wants to see that damn movie. He wants to see it. So is Ray Fisher. He wants to see the movie that he worked his butt off. He got in a massive amounts of shape to do. And you're telling me he doesn't want to see it? Of course he wants to see it. Of course Ben Affleck wants to see it. Of course Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot wants to see it. They all want to see it. But here's the thing. The reason why the Trinity isn't saying anything, why Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are not saying anything, or Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck. Let's go in order here. One, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill wants to play Superman. He wants to play Superman. Right now, his career is starting to go up. He's doing The Witcher right now, and a lot of people are bad-mouthing it because it doesn't feel like the video game, because it's not from the video game. These writers wrote the show off of the books, and the books are much darker. It's way more serious. It's not a jokey thing. It's very, very serious. So they're doing that, and people are going off of, it should be off of the video game. It has nothing to do with the video game. Nothing. So we have to see how that transpires, but I think it's going to do very well, and I think that Henry Cavill is going to keep playing this character for a good long time, because he looks like the Witcher. He looks like him, and he's in phenomenal shape. So it's like, dude, what the heck? He totes that line. Now there's some parts that I've stated that I didn't like what Henry Cavill was doing. However, he's taken a page from The Rock. The Rock is one of the most fence sitters in all of Hollywood. He doesn't want to upset anybody. He doesn't want to upset the order. He doesn't want to upset the fans, but he always totes that line. So when it comes to certain things, he voices his opinion. But other things, when it comes down to movies and what's going on, he totes that line and he keeps it going. Now there's a huge thing. There's a huge reveal that he revealed the release date of the Black Adam movie. I'm gonna say it honestly. I don't believe that date until I see a trailer. I will never believe that date until I see a trailer. When I see a trailer, that means something is being filmed. So The Rock can throw out a release date all he wants until I see until I see a trailer. I don't need to see pictures. I mean, dude, pre-production that can end like that. That can end in a snap. But a trailer that doesn't go away. You can't end the production in the middle of that. Not unless the Rock decides to walk away, but he's not going to walk away. They've been pivoting for him to be this character for close to over a decade. As long as Ryan Reynolds was positioned to want to be Deadpool. So I think that they're going to move forward. I don't know anything yet until I see a trailer, and I think all of us should do the same thing. Wait till a trailer. Wait till we see a trailer. Pictures, who cares? If you see a costume reveal, I don't care. I want to see a trailer. A trailer will tell me way more what's going on than any pictures or anything, because pictures don't move. Pictures can be altered. No, thank you. I want to see a trailer. Okay. But Henry Cavill, he's a fence sitter, and that should be where he should be right now. He doesn't want to upset his fans. He definitely doesn't want to screw over any possibility of that cut coming out, because he knows that if that cut comes out and the fans are appreciative of that cut, whatever J.J. Abrams is going to do, no one's going to want to see it. They want to see what Zack Snyder is going to do, because if Zack put a certain image about how he was going to go the direction for Superman at the end of Justice League, whatever J.J. Abrams is going to do, it's going to feel like a rehash. It's going to feel like a complete rehash of Donner's Superman with Henry Cavill's face. And he's going to try to redo the suit just to make it closer and closer to more of it being a costume instead of a suit. And again, that's how I personally feel. I like J.J. Abrams as a director. I like his decision making when it comes to certain things. I don't care about the camera flare. I have really good eyes. Knock on wood. But there's some decisions that he makes, and that literally feels like he's rehashing things that shouldn't be rehashed. And that's why I feel, and a lot of people feel the same way. Especially with Star Wars. You can love the sequels. That's fine. But I think that they're crap. I think that he made some decisions that make absolutely no effing sense. Makes no sense. Okay? So, Gal. Why isn't Gal saying anything? Because Gal's in the middle of a movie right now. And she's not going to rock any boats. She's not going to do it. She's not going to do anything. She's appreciative of Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's the reason why she's in this position right now. She's not gonna betray Zack. And if anybody says that she is, you can kiss off. She's being professional. She's being very, very professional about it. She's in the middle of a movie. If they ask her questions about it, she will tap dance. It sucks, but she has to. She has multiple contracts coming out. Outside of her being Wonder Woman, her career is slowly starting. She needs to get herself into drama roles. She needs to really expand her acting. She needs to get herself into drama roles, and she needs to do a couple of rom-coms, because she's gorgeous, and having her in a rom-com is phenomenal. Have her doing more versatile acting, and her acting will go through the roof. But right now, the director is working everything around to make sure that Gal looks good, and that's how they did in the first Wonder Woman. Gal was good because everyone else made her look good. And that was great directing. So right now, the best thing for Gal is, in my personal opinion, go do dramas. Do dramas, do romantic comedies, do rom-coms, do action, I'm sorry, drama comedies, do dramedies. Drama is where you get more acting ability at. In my personal opinion, you get better acting from drama and comedies, because you learn comedic timing, you understand how to be versatile with your acting. But drama And rom-coms are the best way to increase your ability of being a better actor. But the thing about The Rock, and it makes him different than all the rest of them, is Dwayne he's big, he has comedic timing, he's better as an action star, he's better as an action comedy star. That's the reason he is our modern day version of I'm not gonna say Stallone, but like of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did a lot of comedies in the 90s, and he was still doing those action roles also. And I think that that's where The Rock excels at. He does a lot of action adventure comedies, and it's perfect for him. He's better in that in my personal opinion there. Um, Dramas he doesn't do very well in, but I think with Black Adam, he's going to do a lot of action, and he's going to be very authoritative on that whole role. So he's going to be very straight and narrow, and I like that. Ben, hands down, the best live action Batman ever. No one has ever beaten this man. No one. In my personal opinion, no one is ever going to beat him. No one is going to beat him yet. I don't think Robert Pattinson is going to blow my mind. Christian Bale was I didn't like his interpretation of Bruce Wayne. I'm not going to be sold on Robert Pattinson. I'm not. I'm going to be honest with it. Some of the direction that Matt Reeves is doing is kind of iffy. But I'm not. But he doesn't look like a Bruce Wayne. He looks more. No, he doesn't look like a good Bruce Wayne in my perspective. Ben has it. It was there. There was something that Ben did that made you go, "That's not Ben. That's Bruce Wayne." He felt tortured. He felt angry. He felt bitter. He felt like he was authoritative. In BVS, that was Batman. He was frightening. He was there, and you felt it. You felt it in every one of his scenes. In Justice League, I don't know what the heck Joss Whedon was doing. He does not know Batman. Simple as that. That man does not know Batman. They turned him into basically Tony Stark. And that's not Ben Affleck's personality. He's not a Tony Stark type. He's not. He's jokey, yeah, but it's like you're trying to turn one of the most stoic, cold, emotionless people in the DC universe into a jokey person. Dude, I mean, what the heck are you doing? That was the worst level of decision he's ever made. And right now, Ben Affleck's at a point in his career, he doesn't need this anymore. Joss Whedon ruined Ben Affleck's wanting to do another superhero film. I don't feel he wants to do it. And that's shameful. That's beyond the word shameful. I think that that's the worst thing. That's the worst feeling when he did Daredevil. He voiced out on Daredevil, but he felt that there's no way he ain't gonna do this ever again. And then he gets the opportunity of playing as Batman, and Zack Snyder wanted him. He's like, no, you're the guy. You're Batman. He felt like he didn't want to do it, but when he read the script, when he talked to Zack, he was in it. He was like, okay, all right, I'll do it. Because he understands Batman. He understands Batman. And he got himself in huge levels of shape to play Batman. He's shrunk massively, but if you look at the man as he is now, he's messed up. You know, there's a lot of personal stuff that's going on with him, and God help him. I hope he figures it out. I truly hope he figures it out and gets his mind back into the game and literally gets back to doing what he does best and make some damn kick-ass movies. But man, WB, Kevin Tsuchihara, Toby Emmerich, Jeff Johns, all these hacks ruined Ben Affleck on this role. You screwed over Joe Manganiello. You screwed him over. He was perfect as Slade. He looked phenomenal as Slade. Now you got people don't want Jesse Eisenberg back as Lex. I want him back as Lex. I want someone to continue what he was doing. We don't know about his Lex yet. His Lex was just becoming Lex Luthor. He was just becoming Lex Luthor in BVS. I don't want a made Lex Luthor in a movie. We already had that. He was a budding supervillain that was he did not understand how to be a villain until he finally went over that edge and decided that it was time. When you saw him on the roof talking to Superman, if you didn't get Lex Superman, I'm sorry, something's wrong. And that's my personal opinion. There's something wrong. Because when I looked at him and he was telling him his whole plan, how he hatched it, why he was doing it, that's Lex. That is Lex to his core. Lex doesn't hate Clark. He doesn't hate Clark Kent. He never hated Clark Kent. He just hates the idea of Superman. He doesn't hate the man. He hates the idea of him. He hates the manifestation that he brings to other people because he doesn't bring hope. He brings damnation. He brings stagnation because no one's gonna want to aspire to do anything because Superman's gonna just take care of it. Lex is a very deep, complex character, and I'm sorry, Jesse did a really good job. I got past all the little quips. It made me actually laugh. I was like, it's all a lie. But literally, if you listen to what he was talking about, how he was telling him, all the quips went away. His little mannerisms all went away because he was finally letting himself go. He was finally being the person he was meant to be. And you could see the Machiavellianness in him. You could see the smug. You could see the bitter contempt that he has right there, all over in that scene. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful freaking scene between both Henry and Jesse. Beautifully done. But that's why these guys are not saying anything, because Gal is playing the company totem line. Henry is playing the fence. He's always playing the fence, and Ben just doesn't care. Ben doesn't care. He's moving on. And it sucks. It's painful. It's painful to hear that Ben wants to move on. He doesn't care. And I guarantee you, if anybody walked up to him and said, hey, we're hearing that the Snyder Cut's going to come out, he goes, really? Well, that's cool. He's going to say, yeah. He's going to try to tap dance. He doesn't care. He's going to sound like he doesn't care. And they're going to run it that, oh, Ben Affleck doesn't care that Zack Snyder's movie's going to come out. He doesn't care. Bro. Yeah, he doesn't care. We should all just say it. I think that Carmen Moving Mark should say it. I think Chris Wong should say it. I think that everybody should say it. Ben Affleck doesn't care anymore about this whole situation. He doesn't care. From his perspective, everyone got the movie they wanted. They hated it. It's not his fault. And these guys were playing. Hide the whack-a-mole with the fans, screwing other people over. He understood how much money they would have made with that 3-hour cut. He knew that movie was going to make a lot of money. It was going to make a buttload of money. He knew it. And then they screw him over, and they screw Zach over. They kick him out, put in Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon fires Junkie XL before they can even listen to his mix, and they bring in Danny Elfman. I'm not sorry, Zach, but Ben and Gal already knew what the hell is going on. And Ben is drinking on the set. You could tell he's drinking. You could tell in a lot of the scenes. His face is red, and he doesn't care. He didn't care. He was having problems even around BVS, but guess what? He wasn't drinking on that set. He was in it. He was like, yeah. And a lot of the scenes of him being just Batman, you could tell he was not drinking. It was the reshoots that he came in. He was drunk. He was drunk. And I'm not saying that he was drunk. What I'm saying is that he's been drinking. His face was red. They had to put makeup on him just to make his face not look so red. He looked so discolored. It was like, wow. And the only way you could tell is when they popped the color schemes. When you pop the color schemes, their real flesh tones will come out. And his face was red. The movie was completely sabotaged from the very beginning. The moment Joss Whedon came in there and started tinkering with it, it was all ruined. So that's the reason why I personally believe that those three are not saying a word. Jason is Jason's in it. He doesn't care. He's the billion-dollar boy right now. He's not being touched. And Joaquin Phoenix is the billion-dollar boy right now too. They just made $2 billion off their movies. So they're making a lot of money right now. And they don't want any more stink. Now, again, I stated in one of my videos, um what's the possibility of the Snyder Cut coming out? It's really high. Now tomorrow we don't know what the hell's gonna happen. They could actually don't do anything. I mean, Zach can bring out a video of something behind the scenes, and that'll be really great. But everyone's saying, "Oh, it should be a picture of Darkseid." I don't want to see a version of Darkseid. I don't want to see it. I want to see it in the movie. I don't want to see it. And again, if you guys can get it out to Zach, get it out to anybody. Literally, get it to Zach and I will tell Zach, do not show Darkseid. Do not show him at all. Do not don't even show us a silhouette, but do not give us Darkseid. I don't want to see it. I want to see it in the movie. That should be the biggest surprise. We all know that he's in the movie, but his design, how he looks, I want that to be in the movie. Do not even give us a look. A silhouette, fine. A silhouette is fine, but I do not want to see a full frontal of Darkseid. I don't want to see it. Show, I mean, that'll be cool. It would be cool, yeah. Hell, my name, Darkseid's Elite. I would love to see Darkseid. Darkseid's my favorite DC villain. My favorite. However, I don't want to see him. I want to see him in the movie. I want to be enamored by how Zack was going to do Darkseid. But here's the thing, and I think that if you guys agree with me, no, I'm sorry, not agree, but if you guys listen to what I'm saying, you'll probably agree with me. They have a new Gods movie coming out. They do. They have a new Gods movie coming out. If they show Zack's version of Darkseid and it blows everyone's minds, and then Ava DuVernay shows hers and it's lackluster, they already screwed themselves in the foot. They already screwed themselves because they're gonna be like, I want to see that. I want to see Zack Snyder's version. Can you show us that version instead? This one is how he's acting is eh. That's what I think. I think that they're going to shoot themselves in the foot on this. I think that it's going to be the worst decisions they're going to make. That's why I think they're holding back. They want to get that new Gods movie out, get that taken care of, and then put out the Snyder Cut. If they do it that way, but again, that's me. I can be wrong. I want to see that cut earlier. I don't want them to hold this cut anymore. I want them to get this movie out. Let us finally move on because Zack's not going to come back. Let's call it as it is. Zack's not going to come back. He already made his movie. He's already made his decisions. He's not going to come back to WB no matter what the heck happens. Two, he has a huge deal with Netflix, and he has full reign on Netflix. Full reign on Netflix. So we have to see. We have to see what's going to happen with Army of the Dead. We have to see what's going to happen with Army of the Dead. We have to see what other projects he wants to come out with. And but he's not giving up on the Snyder Cut either. He wants that movie to come out. He wants it to come out because that's his project. That's his baby. That's the movie he spent so much time. He spent so much time doing, and I think that a lot of people should have great understanding that that's the reason why he's doing all of this. He has the main reasons why he does it is because he put all of his painstaking love into this movie. Deborah knows how much he loves this movie. Everyone on the set knows how much he loves this movie, how much he loves these characters. He understood these characters far better than most of these comic book people ever did. He gave me a great perspective of Superman. He got down Batman pat. That's Batman to me. That's Batman. Relentless, ruthless, No just I mean no qualms. He's about justice. Yeah, I can get past the killing part, mainly because that was part of his arc in the story. So there's some others. They did a lot of talking. Comic Movie Marts did a lot of talking, and they're great guys. And I will like and I know they did a they're doing Patreon, and also they're taking any donations. But you know, just to satisfy their the equipment that they're using. Me personally, I'm not looking for that. I got a day job. I'm very happy with my day job. I'm using some very basic equipment, and I'm perfectly happy with it. I'll upgrade it slowly, bit by bit, when I have them, when I get a lot of stuff taken care of. But there is no reason for me to want to drop like $300-400 on a whole bunch of video equipment when my internet is eh. You know, I mean, that's the main thing I got to upgrade. It's gonna be my internet, and I'm not moving my internet from anything else. I'm keeping my internet the way it is. I mean, I'm keeping my internet with the company. Um, but once it gets an upgrade, I will upgrade my internet. I will pay a little bit more just to get a better internet. No duh. I'm gonna do it. But um, now the whole thing with the DC streaming service and HBO Max, they made some comments about the streaming service. Me personally, I still love the DC streaming service. You're getting a lot of the comic books and a lot of content. However, I think that they are right on one point that AT&T is not going to help them invest in this streaming service. They want HBO Max, and me personally, it's like, okay, then we're gonna get the comic books. I'm not giving my money to Comixology. I'm sorry, I'm not. That means a piece of my comics are going to Marvel, and I'm not giving them any of my money. I love Spider-Man. They ruined that character for me. They ruined him. That's not Spider-Man. That's not Peter Parker Spider-Man. Sorry. I respect Miles Morales, but I don't like it. I don't care. Sorry, not like, but I just don't care about the character. I grew up on Peter Parker Spider-Man, and that's my Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man I love more than any of the any other Spider-Man. And um, but I'm not giving Marvel any of my money. They get a portion of your money. So even if I do put $10 in a Comixology, guess what? A portion that's going to freaking Marvel. No, thank you. I wanted all DC stuff. I wanted all DC. That's why I got the streaming service. So if they get rid of it, I don't know. I might not care because I got a box and I got a VPN. So I can just get that stuff. So there's no reason for me to drop whatever however much they're going to drop into HBO Max. No, thank you. Somebody will freaking get it, and I'll be able to get it. So, sorry, got a VPN. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not giving them all that my subscription money when all I wanted the comics. I wanted the comics. The comics was the biggest reason why I bought it. The TV shows, I don't watch most of those TV shows like uh um Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman. I haven't watched that since it first came out, and I thought it was corny. No, thank you. I'm not watching it. I might watch the older Superman cartoons. The Batman animated series, I can watch that almost all the time, but I can't watch it every single moment of the day, mainly because I'll get sick of it, and I don't want to get sick of it. I want to feel like I'm in the mood to want to watch it. Um, and they're sitting talking about that they canceled Swamp Thing. No, there were problems that happened with Swamp Thing. They got screwed on the tax breaks of the filming. So they got their season because it finished, but they didn't get their tax breaks from North Carolina, so they had to cancel it. They had to cancel it. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's not them canceling it because they think the show is crap. The show got a lot of ratings. It got a lot of people wanting to watch that show. It got high praise. And they're just gonna cancel it? No, that makes no freaking sense. They got canceled for other reasons. Um, Doom Patrol is one of their biggest shows. Titans is actually one of their good shows. This season is not that bad. It's not as bad. I mean, the first season was really good. This season is a tier, a little bit above it. But we gotta see how that ending is. There's a lot of things going on with that, and I'm still gonna watch it. We got announced a season 3, and they want to get that out by 2021, which means that it has to be early 2021 because it's already 2019 now. And now they want to. There's a lot of things going on with that, and so I don't know if they were talking about that, but I had to leave out of there because I gotta do my video here. But I'm gonna leave it at that. If I'm gonna keep with the news, and if anything really really drops tomorrow, if Zack Snyder drops something really huge, I will definitely do a video about it. And I gotta get my Vero back, and then check out Vero and see if there's any differences on things. But from everything I'm hearing, it might sound like he might bring out another picture, or he might do a video of something. Some people are asking like, "Oh, they're gonna do the announcement of the Snyder Cut." I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna do a trailer. What I think is he's gonna do a another picture. I think it's gonna be a huge picture. I hope it's not Darkseid. I really, if it says, "Oh, first look at Darkseid," I will move it out of the way. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Okay, I'll be very, very upset. I'll be very, very upset. I'll be like, no, do not show us Darkseid. Fight hard and get him in the movie. Fight hard and get him in the movie. That's all I want. Show us the look of the battle scene in the history reveal. Or hell, show us a distance view and shows Darkseid is about as big as about an inch tall, and he's doing his Omega beam. He's just standing there and he's about to do an Omega beam to a bunch of people running at him. He's like, Zzz. I'll be really happy with that. Or Darkseid reaching his hand up and he's using the end life equation. Okay, there's things they could do, but I just don't want them to. I don't want a full frontal of them. I don't want to look of them. I just want give us something really cool, but give us something that's digestible and it gets people tweeting, because tomorrow is where you have to drop that release the Snyder Cut, and I'm gonna jump on Twitter for a bit and do it. I'm gonna do it, and I hope that it trends. I hope it breaks the internet, and I hope that the video, whatever he does, breaks the internet, and it shows to WB that, hey, you screwed us fans, and we want this cut. So like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit that bell. Again, I will try to have as many videos as possible. I'm still playing Fallen Order. That's on my Twitch channel, Dark Akabon Blackheart. The game crashed on me for some reason, but I'm in it. I'm still in it for the game. I'm still gonna keep doing it, and I cannot wait. You guys have a great night and have a good one. And hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Thanks. Bye.